Hello, welcome to TEKS 16A Learning Target 1 mini lesson. We're going to explore what makes a good thesis statement, and we're going to practice by taking non-exemplars of thesis statements and correcting them so they're appropriate for a persuasive essay. The directions read the thesis statement, correct it according to the checklist below. The thesis that I'm going to work with today is, why do people always whine when they have problems to deal with? There are 3 criteria for creating an effective thesis statement. First, the thesis statement should take a clear stance, or it should have a clear perspective. That means that we have to be direct. There should not be any wishy-washy back and forth, maybe this or both this and that. Have to take one side, and it has to be direct and exact. We want a thesis statement that has only one sentence. If you have to use 2 or more sentences to convey your point, then it's too complex. We call that bifurcating, and we don't want a bifurcated thesis in our essay. Finally, can your persuasive thesis statement be logically argued in the paper? So for example, if you had a thesis statement that argued that murder should be legal, that's not going to be effective because it's not logical. No one would want to hear your essay. Therefore, you want to take a stance that can be argued logically, where people might actually want to side with you. So I have to ask myself questions which embed these 3 criteria for thesis statements. Does the thesis statement here take a clear, direct, exact stance? Why do people always whine when they have problems to deal with? I'm guessing that the person who wrote the thesis statement doesn't particularly support people whining when they have to go through adversity, but it's not clear and direct. So I'm going to address that when I change my thesis statement. Is my thesis statement conveyed in just one sentence, or is there more than one sentence? Well, I only have one sentence, so I'm good with the length of the thesis statement, so I don't have to worry about that. Could I argue a thesis statement that says that people should be okay with adversity? And I do believe I could argue that point. People who deal with adversity should be okay because it helps them to build character. Also, they become stronger, and possibly they become mentors for other people. So yes, I believe I could argue that. So now I just need to make my change. My corrected thesis reads, when faced with adversity, people should look for and appreciate the lessons they learn rather than complaining. I was able to change the question so that it became a direct statement. There's a clear stance, and it is exact. There are not too many words that would confuse the reader, and this thesis statement can be argued in the paper with some of the points I mentioned before. Now you are all set to go into Schoology to complete your thesis correction activity. I know you're going to get 100%. Knock it out the park. Good luck, students.